Okay guys, so quick video on Ricky Gervais, the poster boy of atheism. Now there's a reason I say this. I've been seeing some of his stuff, especially on atheism and on religion, etc. And to be very honest, the guy does not know what he's talking about, right? He doesn't know anything about religion, it seems like. He doesn't know much about philosophy. He doesn't even seem to know anything about atheism itself. He's just simply being propped up by the atheists to represent, right? And to put the message out there, which he's not doing a good job of either. Now I'm going to share a clip with you here. I'm going to sort of dissect it and break it down and give you my thoughts as we go through the clip. Watch it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to share the video, make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and until next time, take care.
About the street, about you going to hell.
Yeah.
I know that you're an atheist, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. People have been debating.
He does not look too happy being asked that question right now. Maybe he saw Colbert's debate with Lawrence Krauss before this, but he doesn't look comfortable. He really doesn't look comfortable.
That's the devil waiting for you in hell, by the way. Would you want to debate the existence of God? Okay. So Ricky Gervais why is there something instead of nothing?
That makes no sense
You
at all.
have to answer my question.
That's not the two choices.
No, but the choices
Okay, so that doesn't make sense when it's a perfectly reasonable question to ask. Why is there something rather than nothing? Doesn't make sense to Ricky. I don't know why it doesn't make sense to him. And then he asserts that those are not the only two choices. Now I wonder what's going on inside his head. Maybe there's a third choice. Maybe there is a something nothing that he wants to assert here. I don't know, we may find out. Let's see.
I'm the host.
Well, I don't...
You want to concede the debate? Why is there something instead of nothing?
Hold on.
Yes.
What do you mean out of nothing? What do you
Why is there something
confused.
instead of why is there nothing? Why does the universe exist at all?
It's a very simple question. But I think what he's doing, I don't think he's really confused there. I think he's just trying to buy time so he can gather his thoughts together. Although which he doesn't do well anyway, which unfolds in the next couple of minutes.
Is there something?
But surely the big question is not why, but how? Well, why?
Okay, so now he's trying to shift the discussion from the why to the how. When it comes to the universe, I believe that's what Stefan is referring to. When it comes to, things that are created, things that exist, it's perfectly plausible to ask the why question, as well as the how question, but the why question is very natural. Us being rational human beings, it's a mark of a rational mind to ask why. He's just trying to completely dismiss this here because he doesn't want to get into that discussion. But I'm sure if Ricky was to wake up one morning and walk out into his drive and he saw a floating pink elephant right there in his drive, he would ask, why is it there? Right? That would be the first question that comes to him before he decides to figure out how it's floating there and how it is managing to maintain its position, etc., and study it from that perspective. He's just trying to diffuse and move away from that point.
Is it relevant?
Okay, fine. How is there something? Because you think of God as the prime mover. How is there anything instead of nothing?
I don't. This is a
Is there a prime mover? Is there a demiurge that started everything?
Well, outside science and nature, I don't believe so. Because the other thing is...
Okay, so here he's alluding to, although he's not saying it clearly, but it seems like he's alluding to this idea of scientism, which is, if it's not explained via science or understood by science, then I do not believe in it. And we'll highlight why that's a problem in a few moments.
This is the thing, right? So I'm an agnostic atheist, technically.
So this is going to be interesting now. He's an agnostic atheist today. Previously, in other videos, when he's spoken to Richard Dawkins and he's made other videos on atheism, etc., he seems to come across as a convinced atheist, a positive atheist. But right now, seeing Stefan right in front of him, he seems to have decided to shift gears and become an agnostic atheist, whatever that means to him. Let's see what that is. Let's see how he defines that.
Agnostics it means no one knows whether there's a God. So everyone's technically...
Okay, so good. At least he's defining agnostic somewhat in a correct way, which is no one really knows. Agnostics on the fence. They neither believe nor disbelieve. They suspend their judgment from that perspective.
Not agnostic. We don't know.
That's true.
So
that's true.
An agnostic atheist is someone who doesn't know there's a God or not, as no one does.
So you're not convicted of your atheism?
Exactly.
Well, I am.
Sure.
No, I am, because atheism...
Right. I don't know about you guys, but that for me is a bit of a contradiction. So he just explained what an agnostic is. He's called himself an agnostic. And then when Stephen asked him, well, you're not really convinced of the fact that there is no God, or that there is no God, you now are saying, no, I am. I am convinced that there is no God. So I don't know where he's going with this.
Is only rejecting the claim that there is a God. Atheism isn't a belief system. Atheism. So this is
another typical point some atheists make. As soon as they're pushed into a corner and challenged, atheism isn't a belief system. And time and time again, when they are normally, having their discourse and engaging, well, they make positive claims. There is no God, without realizing that that is a positive assertion. That's a knowledge claim. That is, if you like, a way of looking at reality because it has implications. So in a way, that is a worldview. It is a positive assertion.
This is atheism in a nutshell. You say there's a God. I say, can you prove that? You say no. I say I don't believe you then. So you believe in one God, I assume.
So he's he's been let off the hook right there. He just cleverly just shifted the whole discussion. Now he's just changed the topic. He's starting to take that dominating position of asking the questions now. But what he said there, he's completely just contradicted himself. The past 30 seconds or so have just made absolutely no sense. On one end, he's claiming himself to be an agnostic. On the other end, he's claiming to be an atheist. He's still trying to hold on to that. But he's holding on to it just enough so he blurs the lines and he doesn't really get slapped down by Stephen. So he's playing it quite clever. He's playing it really, really clever here.
In three persons, but go ahead.
Okay, so but there are about 3,000 to choose from that have been, people who believe in.
I've done some reading, yeah.
Okay, so basically, you believe in you deny one less God than I do. You don't believe in 2,999 gods, and I don't believe in just one more.
Right.
So I don't see the point. This is again this is typical atheist rhetoric. Okay, there's so many gods. He's just putting it in a different way. Dawkins makes the same point. There's so many gods, and this somehow does away with God, right? I just don't understand it. And I've made this point before in previous videos. Just because there are so many conceptions of a thing, it does not mean that thing does not exist. Yeah.
Do you ever have a feeling of great gratitude for existence?
Of course.
Do you ever have?
I know the chances are billions to one that I am on this planet as me and never will be again.
And I know I can't convince you that there is a God, nor do I really want to convince you there's a God, but
No.
I can only explain my experience, which is that I have a strong desire to direct that gratitude toward something or someone.
Of course.
And that thing is God.
We're mortal. We want to make sense of nature and science, and it's too.
So here's the thing. He obviously, my video I did on gratitude a few days ago, again, atheists can't help but be grateful, but who are they being grateful to? That's the first point to think about. Secondly, Ricky Gervais, he actually appreciates the beauty of the universe. In his Richard Dawkins interview, he acknowledges that it's magical, it's amazing. And it blows his mind, yet he can't make the simple logical connection there and say, well, if we live in such a wonderful, magnificent universe, which is designed and it's ordered in such a precise way which allows for life to exist, especially intelligent life like us, and all of the factors that are necessary for that to happen, then can't you just make the logical step there and say that there must be a creator, or at least entertain the idea? It's something that he should really think about.
And furthermore, everything in the universe
he's still very
into something smaller than that.
flustered.
But you don't know that.
Well,
you're just believing Stephen Hawking, and that's a matter of faith in his ability.
Brilliant point. Now, here's the thing. He's referring to the origins of the universe and how it was just all clumped into one small matter. And Stephen catches him out on a really beautiful point here, which is, look, when you're believing in that, when you're asserting that point right now, that the universe comes from, a point where it's smaller than an atom, etc., whatever he said, that you are not referring to direct science anymore, observations anymore, your own study anymore. You are referring or relying upon testimony, the testimony of other scientists, right? So this goes against your notion, if your notion is that science is the only way to truth, which you alluded to earlier and you've alluded to in other videos. Now, this is very contradictory. Unfortunately, most atheists don't recognize this. Some atheists would incline towards, I'm all about science. Science is the only way to truth. If it's beyond science, we don't believe in it. this sort of positivist outlook that we've adopted, that some atheists have adopted. However, when most of the claims that they believe in regarding science are based on the testimony of scientists, they haven't gone and conducted those experiments themselves. And this is exactly what Stefan is pointing out to Ricky.
Yes.
You don't know it yourself. You're accepting that because someone told you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Well, but science is constantly proved all the time. You see, if we take...
So I think we leave it at that. I think that's sufficient. Let me know your thoughts below. And like I said, earlier, Ricky Gervais, he's obviously very confused. He doesn't know much about religion. He doesn't know much about philosophy. He doesn't seem to know much about atheism either, or what an agnostic is. He's just a poster boy for atheism. Anyone that takes him seriously, really, I will honestly say, at least he is not worth your eternity. Honestly, you can just take some time to study what he's saying, and I'm sure you will see the problems. Till next time, take care.